Sallysue is an amazing leader. The success of Gold Country Wildlife can really be attributed to her tenacity and her ability to rope people in to help her accomplish things that need to be done in the organization. She has really set their board on fire in terms of their fundraising efforts. She's grown the donor base exponentially. She's now made a monumental change in the organization with the acquisition of a new piece of property that will serve as a rehabilitation center for the entire region. The contribution that she makes to Gold Country Wildlife Rescue and to this community is just, it's just tremendous. I don't know too many people that as a volunteer dedicate their entire life to making such important things happen as the way that I've seen Sallysue do it.
I feel very lucky to have been around my mom for the last 39 years because I've seen more impact than I think people realize she's made. Her leadership skills, her ability to just drive and make things happen and not quit, and if something comes up that is unexpected or a roadblock, it's never an I quit situation, it's I'm going to find a way around it and make it happen situation.
Sallysue represents the best of who we are. She knows that all species have a part to play on this earth. She mitigates the damage that humans and natural disasters inflict on wildlife. She educates, she shares, and she saves.
She makes you feel like you're part of the team. Like it's because of you that Gold Country has grown and is doing so much for the county. Where, you know, when I'm watching, it's mostly Sallysue, but
she works so hard, you know, physically and emotionally, and you know, communicating with people, and but she always holds on to that classic Sallysue sense of humor. It's like, oh man, Sallysue, she just needs to sit down and relax, and then it's like she's been working for however many hours on whatever project, and then she just thinks of one other thing and makes a joke or makes fun of you or something like that, and it's just like, oh, this is great. She's so wonderful to work with for many, many reasons.
yeah.
She is super connected to the natural environment and to protecting the landscapes in Placer County, if for no other reason, because she needs a place to release the animals to that she's rescuing. But I think it goes deeper than that. I think it's really about her commitment and her understanding of sustainability and really connecting the dots between all of those things. And I really admire the way she approaches it and the way that she's able to talk with people from all different perspectives about it in a way that brings people together.
We are standing at a property that my mother has just poured all her blood, sweat, and tears into for Gold Country, so they have a permanent home. So her leadership style is a dog with a bone. She will not let it go once she has a mission in mind, and I think that has just helped the group massively.
She had me worried all this time because she had her heart into this so much until this became a realization that the poor gal, she was spending all night and day working on this. And so I say, rah, rah, rah for Sallysue.
Sallysue is deserving of this Conservator Award because she's just a tireless worker for good. She doesn't ever see a project that she can't accomplish, and when she jumps in with both feet. She jumps in with her family, she jumps in with her friends, she recruits everybody she knows to get involved in it and to make the work, you know, bigger than her.
If you don't want to hear the answer to a question that you have, don't ask Sallysue. If you want to get it done, ask her to do it. She's smart, she's solid, she's salt, she's earth, and I'm happy to call her my friend.
Sallysue not only brings a passion to her work, but a sense of humor and whimsy that is really important. So congratulations, Sallysue, on being named the 2020 Placer Conservator. You deserve it. At this point, I'd like to introduce Placer Land Trust Board President Christine Piper to present the Placer Conservator Award to Sallysue Stein.
The Placer Conservator Award is presented to those who enhance the quality of life here in Placer County through resource conservation. The Placer Land Trust Board of Directors has selected Sallysue Stein as the recipient of this year's award in recognition of her efforts to build a region where wildlife can thrive. For as long as Placer Land Trust has been protecting land, Sallysue has been rescuing and rehabilitating the wild creatures that literally bring our lands to life. Sallysue works tirelessly to rehabilitate injured animals, to educate the public on their importance and how to prevent harm to them. And she's building a sustainable Gold Country wildlife rescue that can succeed far into the future. It's my great honor to present the 2020 Placer Conservator Award to Sallysue Stein. Congratulations, Sallysue, and thank you for your decades of service to our community.
Thank you very much. This is beautiful, and I'll treasure it, and I'm very honored to receive this award, and it will be on display. So if you want to come see it, you'll have to bring an animal to Gold Country Wildlife Rescue someday. I have to thank some people because I wouldn't have accomplished what I've accomplished without their help, and that's my family. First, my husband, who works so hard so I don't have to. For the last 2 decades, I've been a kept woman, and that's allowed me to volunteer full-time, more than full-time, and try to get Gold Country to the place it is now, and our future growth plans are ambitious to say the least. My daughter, who watched the birth of Gold Country Wildlife Rescue when she was a little girl, and had to learn to fend for herself very early on. The joke at our house was, while I was rehabbing fawns for 12 years, was you had to have spots to get fed, because I devoted all my time to the animals. I was off driving all over Northern California picking up animals. I was caring for the sometimes 100 animals that were in my care at any one time. So kudos to Chelsea for hanging in there, and now she's on our board today, which is a real pleasure. And then my mom just turned 95, and while all this has been going on, she's been a huge support in helping care for Chelsea, for one, when she was a little kid. But also, if I couldn't get home for a feeding, my mom knew how to make raccoon formula or fox formula or fawn formula, and she was just a champ, and she stepped in and made the formula, washed all the bottles, and just did everything that I needed her to do in my absence. So I couldn't have done it without her either. Gold Country Wildlife Rescue was founded in 1991, interestingly the same year as Placer Land Trust, so I always consider us sister organizations, and I feel like we're critical to each other. We could rehab till we're blue in the face, but if we don't have a safe place to release all these animals, there's no point in us even existing. The flip side, if Placer Land Trust had all the beautiful lands they had and there were no animals, it wouldn't be nearly as wonderful as it is now. So I think we go hand in hand, and that also makes this award so much more special. I feel like it gives recognition to all the volunteer work I've done for the last 3 decades. Much of what I do and what any wildlife rehabber does is behind the scenes. You know, we're up in the middle of the night caring for animals, we're caring for them all day, but nobody really sees that. And we don't do it for the recognition, obviously, we do it for the animals. We get our reward when we return those animals to the wild. And I cry every time there's a release, and I know a lot of the other rehabbers do too, and I think it's a stress relief. I mean, we're happy that they're going out, but it's also very emotional because you've raised that animal since they were a little tiny baby or gotten them through a horrible injury, and there's just so much emotion involved in releasing them, but that's why we do it. But getting an award like this, I feel like it validates what I've done, and it also validates what Gold Country Wildlife Rescue is today. We're open 365 days a year. We take in 3,500 animals a year. We field over 12,000 phone calls a year, and we're not done yet. We're still growing. We're going to get bigger and better and do the best job possible for all the wildlife. We'll always be here for the wildlife. You can count on us, and you can count on Placer Land Trust to give us a place to release all those wild animals. Thank you very much.